Hello. Hi, this is Mr. Mobyjohn, and today we're going on our first hike in the Catskills. We are at Sundown Wild Forest, okay? We are at a piece of private property that is approximately 40 acres. So we're going to look around at these 40 acres of land. Here we have our tenter site on these 40 acres, okay? A tenter site is a glamour camping site. We usually draw visitors from other parts of life that don't do a lot of camping and that want to go camping. It's sort of a site that's already prepared for camping. So in our site we have our barbecues. We have 2 barbecues. We have a picnic bench and a kitchen. A small kitchen where we have kitchenwares. We have forks and knives and spoons and everything that can be accommodated in the kitchen. Pots and pans and all the kitchen utensils. So, and we have our recyclable garbage cans. It's a carry in, carry out glamour camping ground. You carry in your garbage, you take out your garbage. Okay, here we have our platform where the glamour camping, you could relax. There's plenty of water here. We have a whole cistern of water, fresh water, clean water. We also have extra water in case you need it. Okay. Inside of our tent, we have a futon here inside of our tent. We have a futon and we have these 2 nightstands to your left and to your right. We have 2 nightstands. We also have a bunk bed, queen-sized bunk bed. Okay? We also have our commode that you take outdoors and use, and you usually use it for your solid waste. They are in disposable bags, and you carry in, carry out with you. And we have our wood stove in case it gets too cold and you need to start a fire. You use your wood stove. Okay? It's a little chimney that goes up there and goes outside. Okay, to prepare us for camping, we have our things that we're going to take along. Okay? We have some rations that we take along with us. We go on a big hike, okay? So, here's a set of things that I'm bringing along for my hike. I have food, crumb cake here. I've got some nuts in case I get hungry. I have something to drink if I get thirsty, and I have binoculars in case I need to see some form of wildlife that I'm curious about. I have a compass in case I get lost. I'm not going to get lost. I really don't need this, but it's good to have so you know how to use it. It's good to know how to use a compass, okay? And I have this thing. This is a meat cleaver, okay? I didn't have a knife, but the next best thing in my pickup that I found is a meat cleaver. And I put it in my pocket. You might wonder why I might need a meat cleaver. Well, there's wildlife out there, and there might be dangerous wildlife. For example, there might be a black bear out there. There are black bears on this property, and there have been stories of black bears attacking you. So, this is why I brought this. I'm bringing this meat cleaver along in order to defend myself. I would have brought my knife, but I don't have it on me. So this is the next best thing. It's always good to bring something to defend yourself with, because they advise you to play dead if there's a black bear. But and also to look the bear straight in the eyes. But it's also good to have something in case those options don't work. Playing dead doesn't work. and certainly don't run away from the bear. Stand your ground with the bear, but also, in case you have to fight for your life, you bring this meat cleaver. Okay? Okay. Okay, hello boys and girls. As you can see, I am in the deep forest, and I'm alone. The only thing here is me and the wildlife that surrounds me. The most dominant life form in our forest is obviously trees. Okay, so we've got trees all over the place. But we are in the deep forest, and I'm going to be silent so you could listen to the sounds of the forest. Those sounds that you hear are insect sounds. They are not frogs, but they are all insects. And you could also hear the wind. So I don't hear anything, any large wildlife in the forest as of yet. But I am on the alert for the wildlife, the black bear in the forest. Now you wonder why they call it the black bear and not the white bear or not the brown bear. They call it the black bear because the bear has black fur on it. So that's why it's called the black bear. Hello, boys and girls. I'm in the deep forest now, and I thought I heard a growling. So I'm going to be out, and I'm going to be alert this time because, and I just heard a bird too, but that growling is getting me a little worried because I don't want to encounter a black bear. But if I do encounter one, I'm going to make a lot of loud noises in order to scare him away. And I'm not going to run. The worst thing you could do is run if you see a black bear, because a black bear will chase after you. And at that point, you have to play dead. But, however, if you scream and holler, you'll scare the black bear, and he'll run away. Okay? And I've also got my meat cleaver in case I have to defend myself against the black bear. So I hear that noise again. I thought I heard that noise. Did you hear that? Did you hear that growling? So I'm going to keep walking the forest and see where that growling is coming from. This tree at the center of our photograph, looking at the bark, I could tell exactly what kind of tree this is. This is the white oak. Very slow-growing tree, very valuable tree, the white oak. If you could look at the leaves really closely, the leaves are turning reddish. But if I could get closer and we could examine a leaf, we could see that it is an oak leaf. And again, the tree is called the white oak. So let's examine the bark of the white oak and to see how we could tell that by looking at the bark, it is a white oak. Okay, this tree in the center of our photograph, okay, this very tall tree is also an oak. By the way, that's a chipmunk in the background, if you didn't hear it. As you can see, I am deep in the forest of the Catskills, and it is a mid-October. The leaves are changing color. They are peaking over here in this part of the Sundown forest, in the Catskill Forest Preserve. And here we see our dominant tree, the Pinus strobus, or the eastern white pine, that large trunk at the center is the eastern white pine. Oh, by the way, that growling that I heard wasn't a bear. It happened to be my stomach. Yes, it is my stomach that was growling. I guess I didn't, I must have missed a meal during the day, and so I'm getting quite hungry. But anyway, we're out here and we're going to look at we're still going to explore the forest. Now we're getting close to this eastern white pine, and you probably wonder, how can I identify a tree without looking at the leaves? Here I am looking at the trunk, but look at that massive trunk. It's a very big trunk, and that's how I could tell it's a white pine. Just by looking at the fissures on the trunk, the deep fissures in the bark, I could tell that is an eastern white pine. And it's very, very large too. This pine is probably at least 100 years old, I would say. Okay, and it gets very, very tall. Very, very tall, this eastern white pine. Pinus strobus.